Tonight's video is blocky chunks. I was surfing the internet earlier, kind of looking for ideas and then kind of looking for news. Just something to get me interested in maybe exploring something new. But there's nothing. Then I got into looking at questions and comments on my videos. Somebody wanted me to do a Kimberly point. Kimberly, like the girl's name. I will do one of those. They're from Australia. A lot of those are made of glass. Yeah. They're at little dart points, but they're small, kind of like arrowheads for arrows. Anyway, there's a technique that has been described, and it's mostly a pressure flaking technique. I'm not going to be making a Kimberly point out of this stuff. I got to find something that looks like quartzite. I've seen a quartzite Kimberly point. I've seen a couple chert ones. All this is online. I was looking at that also earlier. And if I can't find something suitable out of quartzite-like material, I'll go back to glass. But it's all pressure flaking as far as the technique goes. It's in 3 stages. One with a large, what we call ishi stick. And then with a smaller pressure flaker to do the final thinning. And then the serrations are done with a spatula-like tool. Spatula-type tool. So yeah, I can do it. It's just going to be all pressure flaking. I don't know how interesting that'll be. Where did I see the description? On lithiccastinglab.com or Lithic's Casting Lab. I don't know if there's an S in there or not. I think it's just Lithic Casting Lab. No S, because I think the 2 C's are together. Lithic ends with the letter C. Casting begins with letter C. I think there's nothing in between those. I'm a visual person. I remember visuals and I remember those 2 C's together. Anyway, yeah, I'll do one when I get back into the glass later this week. Right now I'm trying to sort through my chert. I started, but it's a never-ending process to sort through all my chert flakes. Why do I want to sort through them? So I can find interesting pieces to work with. Yeah. I know I got interesting pieces and exotic cherts hanging around here somewhere. I just usually end up working normal stuff. Most of my exotic pieces are small flakes, so that's the problem. Uh-oh, there's some issues in this. That's not good. Anyway, most of my exotic stuff is small. Nothing wrong with small points. Oh, so I may break those out. I know where those are. The little flakes. The reason why I know where those are is because I got a bunch of little flakes. Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, I've been trying a different kind of cheese lately. I get bored of eating the same old. Yes, I do. But cheese doesn't agree with me. I've been trying all kinds of different types, and I'm not going to go over which types. And you can recommend cheeses, but I'm not going to try them. I think I'm pretty much done trying different cheeses. I like them a lot, but right now I feel so bloated. Something is getting me bloated. It's It's got to be the cheese because that's the only thing I've changed lately. Yeah. Can't deal with it. So what is this going to be? Well, nothing but a biface. As soon as I thin it down, I'm gonna go to the next challenge piece that I'm challenging myself on. Yeah. Do I like working blocky, thick pieces? I don't like it, but I end up doing it quite a bit. I like getting the free material. That's what I like. No one wants to work the thick, blocky pieces. These are ends like I recently bought the other day beef tips. The cuttings off the ends of ribs, off beef ribs, right? I guess that's what the tips are, because that's what it looked like when I cooked them. Anyway, these are like shirt tips. They're the ends of pieces that people have been trying to spall, and they just leave them in heaps, piles. And I go, can I have that? They go, yeah, of course you can have it. Take it away. I don't want to look at it. Okay. So I take it. And then I work them. Yeah. And like sometimes back in the old days, you could get cheap cuts of beef because no one wanted them, like the beef skirt steaks. Used to be cheap because no one wanted those. Those are like, poor cuts. Until people started barbecuing them and slow cooking them and stuff. It's actually a good cut of meat. So now the skirt steaks are highly expensive. So maybe these chunks will become highly prized. Who knows? For now, I think they're not highly priced. Still, you can still get a cheap cut. A cheap cut of chert. Yep. All you gotta do is ask, can I have that? You don't mind? No, don't mind at all. Good. Because you gotta tell them, I like to torture myself. And they'll give you a funny look. Yeah, and then they won't mess with you. See, when people think you're crazy, they don't mess with you. And that it's not for a good reason, because they think you're crazy, but at least they're not going to mess with you. Yeah. Of course, Flintknappers, they already know that they are crazy, so they understand, and they will mess with you. They'll say stuff like, well, you can take those, but you got to give me an 8-inch Clovis out of one of them. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. How much is this? 5 inches? I'll get you 8-inch Clovis out of that. Yeah. Cumberland, maybe. I'll do one better. I'll make a 9-inch Cumberland out of it. How's that? Yeah, that'd be good. I expect it very soon. I'll be waiting with bated breath. Yeah. Got like 15 minutes, right? I gotta go and meet my brother over there at the restaurant. We're gonna have some coffee. I'm gonna come back in 15 minutes. You'll be done, right? Yeah? Cool. Is that what they talk about at the nap-in? They talk about a lot of nonsense and jibber jabber. I'm not going to tell. You need to go and find out. I'm not going to tell what they talk about. No, I am not. Why don't I? Because then you'll say, I'm not going to go. I already know what they're going to talk about. Jay Crafty told me everything that they talked about, so why should I even go? I can listen to a video and eat my pizza, my cold pizza from the fridge. Because my microwave doesn't work. I tried to heat up glass in it. No one told me that I'm supposed to only go 10 minutes. No one told me. Or what is it? It's not 10 minutes. It's like less than that. You don't need to heat it for very long in there. In the microwave oven, you can heat glass. Yeah, if you use a little ceramic kiln. It threw me off at first. What is a ceramic kiln? I thought it was like this big old 5-gallon bucket type thing. But no, it looks like a little crock pot made of ceramic. It has a lid on it. Stick that in the microwave with glass inside. And it melts the glass. Yeah. But you can't leave it in there for too long because then you blow up your microwave. Sometimes. Not all the time. Don't try to blow it up. Don't say, really? I think I want to try to blow that up. I've been waiting to get an excuse for my household to buy a new microwave. No, don't be doing that. Don't be looking for no excuses to get a new microwave. Just save up your dollars and buy one for the family. Yeah. And then sneak off with their old one and use that one to heat glass. But do it carefully. That's what I would do. Yeah. I actually bought a used microwave just for that. Haven't used it yet. I'm afraid to blow one of the breakers in the panel. Or heat up some wires in our tiny house. I'm afraid to heat up the wires, but I shouldn't be. Microwaves don't use up that much energy. Yeah. If I can plug in that turkey roaster, I should be able to plug in the microwave. Extra microwave. See, the thing is, all of our circuits are pretty full with all the appliances we already got. How do I know it's overloaded? Because occasionally one of my space heaters will trip one of those little breakers. Yep. I go down in the basement, reset it. I'm going, dang, these breakers are all 15 and 20 amp. Dang it. What is it with these tiny houses? 15 and 20 amp breakers? Gotta be nuts. Gotta be bonker beans. I mean, what's the sense of a tiny house if you can't have, big old gigantic nice refrigerator? Yeah. I mean, you gotta have some conveniences. Gotta have a big old washer. Wash the big old fluffy blankets. They use up a lot of juice. The big old dryer. Yeah, you can fit a big old dryer in a tiny house. I think I'm gonna rewire this house. Yes, I think I'm gonna do it. Or add some more circuits for sure. Get that little bitty panel out of there. Stick it in a 150 amp panel. Put some more circuits into the house and get myself a nice big fancy dryer for the big old fluffy blankets I'm gonna get. Because this is fluffy blanket country up here. And yes, I do like to be comfortable when I sleep. When I'm able to sleep. Someone asked me in one of the comments where they made an observation that after watching a lot of my old videos, years ago when he used to watch, after watching those for a long time, he thought he knew me, right? And then, what's up now? I'm doing weird voices. I'm speaking in a Mexican accent sometimes. I'm goofing around a lot. What happened? He didn't say it, but maybe he thought I was on drugs or something. And forgive me, you know who you are. And if I'm just making fun of the conversation, not fun of you, because I thought it was funny. And yes, I did change a lot. One of the things that helps is that I'm no longer depressed. Yeah, you can climb out of depression, believe it or not. Yeah. You got to bounce off the bottom, though, before you can climb out. There's a part of depression down at the bottom of the pit where you can't climb out of the pit unless you fall way down into the bottom and bounce back up. Yeah. You got to hit the bottom. It doesn't do any good to try to help someone that's only partially depressed. Unfortunately, because they just end up going into deeper depression. Well, not all the time. If you change your situation, yeah. If you move out of your environment that you're in that's causing a lot of stuff, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get over the mild cases of depression that way, but for depression that is going to be difficult to deal with because you can't change your situation easily or without a gut-wrenching choice, hit the bottom and then you can make that gut-wrenching choice because it's a whole lot easier than being at the bottom. Yeah. This is not medical advice. Just I could never do it. I could never make the gut-wrenching choices that I needed to make to solve my mild depression. So it just kept getting worse. And then when I hit bottom, or near bottom, I had to make the gut-wrenching choices, which made me bounce off the bottom. It got me even lower, making those really bad, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching choices. But then, once you bounce off the bottom, you can start to climb out. Yeah. That's one way to explain it. It's a journey. And it's not fun. And you will not enjoy it. But there is ways out. And no, I'm not on meds. I do anti-anxiety stuff. That's the only meds that I do. I try to figure out what I can do to help with anxiety. And it helps. There are ways. But you got to change your environment. Many times you got to make those choices. They are difficult. My depression was so bad that I was losing my memory. And it wasn't because of the early onset dementia that is part of the pre-diabetes thing. No, your brain starts to become traumatized to the extent where it doesn't want to remember what's traumatizing it, and you lose memory. You become... Well, I became like... I had tunnel vision where I just was only able to focus on the basic stuff. I didn't want to think about anything else, and then I started to actually not... I was not able to remember. That's how bad the depression got. My brain was starting to shut down its memory capability. Yep. Because a lot of times that's the source of your misery, what you remember and what you think about. Anyways, if I start thinking about what I didn't want to think about, I want to mess this up. Yeah. I told my sons a long time ago, if you get depressed, humor is the best medicine for depression. And not the mocking humor where you make fun of people, although, I do it, but I do it in a lighthearted kind of way. There's a mocking humor that is not well-intentioned, That's the type that depressed people laugh at, but it's not going to help you. That's not the kind of humor I'm talking about. Witty humor, not mocking humor. Yeah. Anyways, I had a hard time deciding what I was going to nap today. I said, I got to nap today because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to go visit family. Here in this town where I am. Who knows what will happen? Yeah. I might eat too much chocolate and feel sick. I won't want to nap. I'll just want to sit down on the couch and rub my belly. That's it. And say, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it no more. I don't like myself for doing it. No, I went through the chocolate thing on Halloween. I did not like it. I like the chocolate. I don't like the result. When am I going to finish this piece? Well, when I get rid of all the big lumps. I'm trying to figure out if this is heat treated or not. I don't think it is, because it starts to act raw like that. Where the edge cannot support the flake that I need. It usually happens with raw stuff. But I don't know. It's in some places it feels like a heat treat. When it does a nice clean flake that is better than expected. Yeah. But not like that. That's terrible. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it probably is raw because I can't seem to, even with the extremely strong platform, I can't seem to just bulldoze my way through those lumps. That's a classic problem with raw stuff. You try to bulldoze your way through the lumps and it doesn't go anywhere. Right when it's supposed to go somewhere because it's starting to get thin, you can't have any of these steps like that. Not at this stage. Come on. That might be it. I'm not able to swing properly. For some reason, it's not working. Ooh, that was lucky. I was hoping to be lucky, and I was. See that? Let's see. It's not fully detached. The second portion. Let's see if I can fully detach it. Or maybe it is. Oh, it is. Okay. Then we can do the voila. Yes, we can do it. And if it was heat treat, it might have snapped in half with that basil flake. Someone say basil? Where's the oregano? Yeah. I don't eat no basil or no oregano anymore either. Unless it's in very small quantities. Why? Because some spices mess with me. I can't figure out exactly which ones they are because they're usually all mixed together, so I just avoid them all. Only spices I normally consume are salt and pepper and chili powder. But I try to stay away from the leaves. The basil, the thyme, the parsley, whatever is leafy. Oregano. Why? Like I said, I get allergies. And I didn't realize that I had food allergies until I started trying to pay attention. I tried to pay attention to what foods made me sick, and it seems like a lot of the green stuff makes me sick or feel sick. I don't get like an illness with a fever and all that. It just makes me feel tired and fatigued and ill-mannered and irritable. And like I don't want to nap anymore. Yeah. Things start bugging me. When you get irritable, the smallest little thing can bug you. And when you have ADHD symptoms, it's even worse. You get double bugged. And you get double trouble when trying to motivate yourself to do something. Motivational tactics don't work with ADHD people at all. Except for one thing. Emergencies. Yeah. Emergencies will motivate the ADHD brain. The crisis. It's the crisis brain. Somehow a crisis will motivate. I was just listening to some guy talk about ADHD, although I think his channel is a bit of a grift, but it still has some interesting points. Like he says that ADHD people can handle stressful situations better compared to the neurotypicals who tend to panic. Where an ADHD person says, this is normal for me. Yeah. An emergency, a crisis, my whole life is a crisis. It's normal. They say they can operate better. I don't think an ADHD person operates better under a crisis. I just think that they think it's normal, so they're not going to panic. It's like, what are you panicking for? This is my life. No, I don't ever have panicking stuff in my life, or I don't have this crises. You don't? Then the ADHD person starts to get ticked off. How is it possible for people to go through life without crisis every day? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's possible, okay? Don't ask me. It doesn't seem possible at all. I think they're pulling our legs. Yeah. They just don't want to admit that they have a crisis every day. Every minute. What am I talking about this time in this napping session? What am I yapping on about? I don't know. I just couldn't think of anything else to talk about. I hope the content is better than the yip yap. I'm trying to make the most of these clunky pieces for you measly misses. Because I like this kind of stuff. Watching this kind of stuff. See, this is a crisis for neurotypicals. This clunky material. Yeah, neurotypical. If someone comes up to them, if he's a napper, and gives him a bunch of these, here, you can have my extras. I know you're kind of new. So here you go. You can have these. I mean, there's a lot of weight in here. I'm giving you like 90 pounds. Neurotypical is going to go, oh, should I? I should say yes because that's the polite thing to do. But I think I'm going to go home and then hurl and then use them for my rose garden. Yeah. Whereas ADHD person is going to go, oh, this requires intense study. I think it can be usable. It's not a crisis. No. I just need to focus, so everyone shut up. Yeah. Okay. What am I going to do here? I need to get that big lump off. And it's just another day in the neighborhood for me. Yeah. No big deal. No. It's not a big deal. So why do I speak in strange little voices and sometimes with a Mexican accent or some other accent? Because of my experiences. I've got lots of family who are Hispanics. They speak funny. My mom spoke with an accent. She's from Mexico. Yeah, grew up there and everything. Got married and came over. Yeah. And never got rid of her accent. So yeah. And my ex-wife's family is Hispanic and they're all speaking in the accent. It's an American accent from South Texas. Yeah. And I picked it up, and I listened to myself on some of the old videos that you're not gonna see of me talking when I was younger, and I picked it up too. Yeah, I can pick up accents and stuff. So that's why I just think it's funny, because there's a lot of funny things that go on with language. Oh yes, the double negatives are funny for me. I can't do nothing. And in Spanish, that's how you say it. You can't do nothing. No puedo hacer nada. So, it's just double negatives. Let's see. This is a tough one. I'm already sweating. Hold on. Let me take my jacket off. I also have a scarf on. I'm crazy. Okay. Almost much better. Let me turn the. I have to start hitting this thing really hard. That's what's getting me sweaty. I'm going to have to really hit it pretty hard. And I talk in strange accents when I talk with my kids too, just so they know when I'm serious and when I'm not serious. See, when you're a dad, you have to differentiate between your moods, because kids, they get the impression that you're always mad, always angry. Yeah, because that's your job. You can't let things slide. Nope. So how do you distinguish between your angry mood and your not angry mood? You just change your voice style. Yeah, so they know that, okay, well, dad's not serious right now, so we don't need to get all bent out of shape. Yeah, that's how I did it. It's amazing what the dad can, or how much the dad can stress out the kids. It's amazing. It's not a good thing, unless they're doing something bad. But still, you need to be able to differentiate. Well, I think anyway. I did not grow up with my father. I didn't get to know him until much later in life, and now I'm here taking care of him. It's funny how things work. But anyway, I did not have a role model for how I was gonna treat my kids. So I had to come up with some stuff on the fly, and it doesn't always work out all that well. No. You mess up on the first two kids, they get all stressed out. You learn the hard way, or they learn too. It's difficult if you don't have guidance at how to be a parent from good parents. Your children suffer. At least the first one suffers a lot. The second one also, but once you kind of get into the hang of it. I've got 6 children, so yeah, it got better as time went on, but still, you got to wing it a lot of times and try to figure out stuff, because I still don't know how to handle certain situations. And yeah, you can go and ask friends and people and stuff, but it's not. See, your kids are not their kids. Everybody's kids are different. Yeah. So the situation the situation is highly specific. You can't just use general advice. No, and when I when my sons were born, we didn't know what autism was. We thought it was the type of autism that's completely debilitating, where you can't think at all. You're asking constant questions and you're constantly lost. You can't think at all. Or you can't communicate, or both. That kind of thing. I don't even know if I'm describing it correctly. But anyway, there are different manifestations of it. It's all on a spectrum. We didn't know that our boys had autism. Yeah, they had delayed speech and all that, and there was some signs of it, but then they were highly intelligent and able to, when they did speak, they were able to communicate complex ideas. And we're going, what the heck? They went just a little while ago from not being able to speak to asking questions about life. What's up with that? And then they had their own language where they would speak to each other. They didn't have their own language, but they could understand what they were saying, where we couldn't. They could understand each other. They would mumble. It'd be mumbly talk, and they understood it, but we didn't. It would have been nice to know all these things. Yeah. Anyways. I got a curve in this piece. I do not wish mental illness on anybody. It's the most difficult thing to deal with. You know, mental handicaps or mental illness is terrible. One of the most terrible things about it is you don't know. You're not aware many times of the mental illness, what's making you sick or how it's manifesting, what symptoms are actually not normal. And are you doing them? Do you have any self-reflection, sufficient self-reflection to recognize what's going on? And then once you do recognize it, can you actually work on changing it? One of the hard things about mental illness is that if you are acting well, like a person who is mentally healthy, if you force yourself to do what mentally healthy people do, you feel like you're going even more insane. Yeah. Like, what's the problem? Just do it. So you start to do it, and then you get this revulsion attack that forces you not to do it, and then you force yourself to do it, and then you're living with revulsion. It's a feeling that you just need to escape, and it makes you feel like you're crazy when you force yourself to do stuff that a normal person doesn't have any trouble doing. And we're not talking about complex stuff. Or weird or unusual things that normal people are able to do. Just normal things like personal hygiene. Yeah. I'm going to say anyways again. Anyways, wish I would have known all this. But now we have the internet, right? It tells us all about everything we need to know to be healthy. Yeah. I wish. But it does help. You just have to read a lot of garbage. Yeah. I was reading garbage today. Getting back to what I was doing today, I was looking on the internet for inspiration. It's a big mistake, but sometimes it works. Inspiration on what? Well, just so I could feel like life is interesting. Yeah. What is interesting going on? What interesting things are going on in life? Out there in the world. And then, you think about the interesting things. It makes you feel better. It's like, wow, that is interesting. That is cool. That's going on. I'm living in a day and age where that's going on. But no, instead, it was like, I'm living in a day and age where that's going on. Seriously? Really? I gotta stop looking at the trending stuff. Yeah. You got, I can look at what's trending. What is trending? What's everyone talking about? Turns out, I have no liking for what is trending. In fact, I think I should just search the opposite of what is trending. Yeah. A lot of what is trending is gossip, right? What's this famous person doing? But what did they do? What are they doing? What did they do? Let's read about all the garbage. Oh, they did that? Let me read some more of that. They did that too. Oh, and that one joined in? Keep reading it. I want to read more of that. No, I do not want to read more of that. I don't know. I can't figure out if the neurotypicals like to read the insane stuff as a hobby, or if it's just a bunch of insane people reading about insane people. I cannot figure that out. Or maybe it's both. It's always both. Whatever it is, I don't want to do it. I want to look at the opposite of what's trending, so that's probably what I'll do tomorrow. I follow a lot of science nerds on Instagram. I should just go back to looking at the science nerd stuff. Yep. That usually makes me feel better. They're so happy about their sciencey, nerdy things. It's contagious. Yeah. It's contagious, the sciencey, nerdy stuff. The happiness that they feel for it. Why would someone feel happy about studying solar wind and electromagnetic fields and that kind of stuff, and the variabilities of the weather, all this nerdy science stuff? Why does it make people happy? It doesn't really make people. It makes us weirdos happy. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm not going to read any more about celebrities doing their thing. Their thing is not that interesting. Anything new in the realm of artifacts? There's always something newly discovered or trending in the artifact world. Yeah. But once you've looked at enough of those, it's like just variations on the same old theme. Someone asked me if I could do an Egyptian style dagger. What was it called? It's just a dagger. It's like one of these. It's like one of these, really big, right? And then it has a little bit taken out of one side right here, so that you can grab it. Like maybe a third of the way up, they just snap a little depression in it, so you can grab it. And it's a knife. It's an Egyptian thing. I said, well, yeah, I can make it, but it's kind of like easy peasy. Why would you want to see something so easy peasy? I didn't ask him that, but I'm thinking, just a biface with a portion taken out, so you can grab onto it, and so you can cut, and your finger won't bump into whatever you're trying to cut, because the depression looked like it was as deep as a finger width. Of course, it's bigger. A bigger biface. I don't have a big biface. I can't show you. But you know what I mean, right? It's easy peasy. Why would you want to see something easy peasy? Oh, it's nerdy science. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. If I find something suitable, I think what I responded with was, if I find something suitable, I'll make one of those. I'll make one of those instead of making a nice biface that will sell for a whole lot of money. How's that? Just so I can make a video. How much does one of my videos make anyway? It depends. I know that's a stupid answer, but it depends. I can get, if the video goes to 10,000 views, I can make about $30. The secret is, you got to make a whole lot of videos. That way they all add up. It's easy to get 10,000 views a day if you got tons and tons of videos. Yeah. Of course, it's only $30 a day, but it adds up. I don't know how much I get per day. I'm just giving you a rough estimate on, and it's not always $30 for 10,000 views. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. I don't know. It depends on the content and the advertisers and the promotional value and all kinds of weird stuff. I'm thinking, because I watched some reviews of how other people monetize, or look at how they monetize. There's some people out there who have studied every little bit on monetization. So they build their channel solely around what can be monetized easily. And then they talk about it. Obviously, one of the types of content that's easily monetized is when you talk about how to monetize your content. Yeah, one of those deals. Yeah. One of the easiest ways to generate money is to talk about it. Make a video on how to generate money. Yeah. make a video on how you generated money by talking about videos that generate money. One of those deals. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff I don't pay attention to. It's mind-boggling that the how in depth they go into it. I look into the monetization mainly so that I can not waste too much time doing stuff that no one's interested in. Well, I shouldn't say no one, but I try to make content that people are interested in. Yeah, because if you don't, it's kind of a waste of time. Yeah. Anyways, it's time for me to call it quits on these. And I could make a bunch of Kimberly points. Yeah. Although these are a little bit long, right? I think the Kimberly's only two and a quarter or 2.5. Somewhere much shorter. See, this one's 2.5 inches long. This one is 3.25, 3.5. All you need to do is sharpen these up, and they can be at little dart points. You don't need all the fancy flaking and fancy base work and stem work. You don't need any of that. You just need sharp edges. That's it. You don't even need much thinness. So I took 3 chunks. I got 3 bifaces. Sometimes the chunks are high grade material. So if you go to a Knapping, just FYI, there are chunks of high grade material that you should snatch up as quickly as possible. Don't wait until the end of the Knapping and then search through the piles, because some other smart guy is going to go, ooh, that's a chunky piece that looks nasty. It looks nasty, right? Where's a chunky? But it's extremely high grade stuff, right? Some other guy is going to be smart and take it before you do, unless you take it early and ask, can I have it? And they'll say, yeah. Cool. I learned that this is high grade stuff, actually, except for some of these internal defects. But if you don't go too thin on it, those internal defects will not mess up your point. See, I don't want to go much thinner than that. And you don't need to go really thin on the little dart points. It's hard to notch them if you don't go thin. And there's a crack right here. When I hit that, it dove in there. I'm going to have to thin this down now to get rid of that crack. Why do I want to get rid of the crack? Because it's a weak spot that if I were to sell a biface, someone trying to make something out of it would snap it right there. And I can snap it right there too. So I got to get rid of it. Maybe I'll make a nice little point out of it. Yeah. I am going to have to get it thin. Hopefully these internal previous existing defects are not major defects. And I can skim those off. Yeah. Okay. So from chunks to champs. Chunks to champs. These are champs. I don't know. I don't like thinking too much about the titles of my videos. I do not like to. I should add more drama to my titles. Right? No? Oh, I shouldn't flick the towel like that. Yes, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding about the dust. There's a big cloud of dust now, but I'm kidding about the coughing. I breathe mainly through my nose, and I do have stuffy nose a lot from the dust. And like I said, I'm going to eventually invest in some filtration equipment. There's some easy ways to filter the air with fans and filters and stuff. Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it. I have to. Okay, so there you go. 1 hour exactly. That's it.